I'm Michele Drenen, and I am the Alumni Director for Divine Mercy University. I'm delighted this afternoon to speak and tell you a little bit about the journey of Holly Wright, one of our Masters in Psychology graduates from 2017. Welcome, Holly.
Thank you so much, Michele.
So if you could take a few moments and just tell us what attracted you to Divine Mercy University.
Well, I have always had an interest in just the human person, understanding how we work. And what I really loved about Divine Mercy was the focus on the goodness of the person made in the image and likeness of God, and not identifying people by their weakness or by what maybe they're struggling with, but really looking at the person. And then always just wanting to be able to better understand how to help, first to start with myself, the things that I need to work on so that I can be a gift to others and to help others.
That's a great reason to find us. So tell me a little bit about your journey since you graduated from Divine Mercy University and some of the things that you're doing that you're very proud of.
Well, it was such a blessing. The whole program was really, really incredible and super solidly Catholic. And the reason I run a house of prayer and discernment for women called Casa Guadalupe, and it's part of a larger organization called Corazón Puro, which raises up missionaries in areas of great need. And so a lot of the young people that we're working for are coming from very poor areas, a lot of times with a traumatic background, very difficult situations. And so as I've been helping to form the leaders, my experience with Divine Mercy, the education I received, the formation has been tremendous to be able to help just to learn to listen better. Most of my education was like realizing all the things that I do wrong and how I'd really love to listen better and do better. But has really helped in the formation. Some of the talks that we give are really based in empathy and in listening and understanding how to, respond rather than to react. And I'm still working on these things myself, but it's very helpful to be able to have the tools to help others as well.
Love that. What type of bridges do you think that you can build and are built between science and religion, healthcare, and pastoral care? That's a big question. That's a really big question. Certainly, with faith and reason, being able to see those as the two wings leading us to the Father, and understanding better the science behind what we understand as our faith. We already know it by revelation, but having the science back it up. Of course, in today's society, it seems that that's something that people will more gravitate to and are a little bit more suspicious of faith, unfortunately. But we see it corroborating, And then in the healthcare system, I think, again, the view of the human person as precious, as, infinitely valuable is something that the healthcare system doesn't necessarily recognize. And whether it's mental health or physical health, but usually we're treating symptoms or treating, problems, disease, and not people. And I think if we were able to make that shift in the way that Divine Mercy has taught us, it would be very beneficial for everyone in the whole world. Well, thank you for that. One final question. So what have been your three great takeaways from your education at Divine Mercy University?
Oh, three. I can only have three. Definitely looking at the human person, made in the image and likeness of God, and always staying away from, because there's always going to be that tendency to see the weakness and define whether myself or another person by that. So I think that would be takeaway number one. Second takeaway is really just learning how to listen, how to really strive for understanding through listening rather than through speaking. Has been really helpful and something that I'm constantly coming back to and trying to hone that skill and to learn. And I think understanding, not as a person has a disease, but understanding some of the disorders and things that we struggle with can be a lot more helpful to become compassionate and understanding the traumatic response. So understanding when someone might react in a certain way, even if now someone cuts me off on the highway or whatever, I might have gotten upset or what's wrong with you? And now it's just kind of oh, well, they probably had a traumatic childhood and this poor person, or sometimes maybe they just need to go to the bathroom, but it's sort of helping me understand a little bit more as to why people do the things that they do, that we're all sort of wounded children and looking for the Father. And if we can kind of be that gaze of the Father to others, it's helpful.
Well, Holly, we thank you so much as an alumni for these great insights, and we're so proud of all the work you're doing.
Thank you, Michele. It's really an honor. I'm grateful.